let's shift gears to a story that involves the environment. And Mr. Weda, I'm sure you'd be interested in this one. We're talking about Lake of Poison. We're told Lake Victoria, ironically described as one of the world's largest freshwater bodies and our major source of fish, is rotting as industries, institutions, and fish farmers serve it with lethal mix of poisonous filth. And we go further to it exploits some levels of the poisonous effluent that is put into the river. It's deadly, and the rivers leading into the lake are reduced to just sludge and just filth going through those areas. And we're told that 3,000 is the number of inmates, remandees in Kodiaga maximum security prison. The jail emits raw sewage into the river Saka, which deposits into Lake Victoria, and that's where we get the fish that we're consuming. I think at least over half of the country is. So what do you make of this, Mr. Weda?
Oh, the state of Lake Victoria is not new. It is, the lake has been mishandled, is mistreated.
Yeah, but it's not right, is it?
How would it be right? The former Prime Minister, Honorable Raila Odinga's company called the institution at Otonglo. It's been discharging chemicals into that lake over the years. And there was very little anybody could do. You go to other companies, other factories, they discharge.
Right.
Let me tell you, for years, you cannot scoop water from Lake Victoria and drink. It smells. That has been there over the years. These leaders who are singing Tialala Tibim, the lake has been abused.
Yeah.
You go there and you just wish, Wangari Maathai, can you come back to life and see what these guys are doing to us? It has been abused. The only little thing which has been addressed is we've stopped washing cars in the lake. Before, we would take in all our dirty vehicles. And then as you eat the fish, you wash it in there. And the lake becomes dirty. But otherwise, there are various institutions that are discharging raw sewage. I think even the county, because where they do the raw sewage near Otoglo, I think that eventually the water also flows into the lake. It is a curse unto us and a curse unto every Kenyan who love fish. But until one day we address it in a very, very pragmatic manner.
Right.
It is a sad state of affairs. You cannot walk into that big freshwater lake and draw water like this because it smells.
It's filthy.
That I would challenge anybody go today. But the leaders, all the leaders who are concerned, all the leaders who see it, the governor sees it, the deputy governor sees it, Prime Minister Raila Odinga sees it, all the MPs sees it, all the MCAs, all the bishops, all the pastors, all of us, we are seeing. But we have ignored because God gave it to us free, and we think God was not very brilliant, and therefore we misuse it. One day, so when you hear people waking up and saying they have cancer in their legs, they have cancer in their throats, they have cancer in their chests, they want to blame, I think, God. But it is us. Right. It is the water we drink, because the same water that also comes to our rivers, and we drink them. It is true what they have done. I wish they did it again and again and again, but I just plead to the hearts of people who are in leadership. Please address these things. Otherwise, we thank God that there is the payment. It is here. It comes in form of diseases. And we thank God that the disease affects everybody. He does not discriminate. Otherwise, if it was for the poor people, they would have continued to pollute and pollute. But it works very well. It is a sad state of affairs.
Now, this is Paul Wafula's story, and he writes about some of the metals that are found in the waters, and we're told we can find lead, quite poisonous, cadmium, chromium, zinc, iron, copper, and manganese, and this goes into the fish that we are consuming. At the same time, we're told that 12 species that were previously found at the lake have disappeared, and only the Nile perch has adapted to the filth. But by adapting, we mean it's consuming these poisons and basically surviving. But then we...
Let me explain something about fish. There is there's the fish with scales. Now, the fish with scales, the scales are capable of preventing or protecting the skin of the fish from the poisons, from mercury, from lead. You understand that?
Yes.
And then that is a fish that normally floats. Now there is the mud fish, the lungfish that goes down and the skin is flat. Now that one has no power to protect. And then they feed from the bottom of the lake. Therefore, they take all these poisons. Now, interestingly, those are now the delicacies. They are delicacies, especially of the Luo community and the Loya. I'm telling you, it is such a sad state that, you see, I'm not as sparkling as Joe Mutambo because I've eaten this fish, which is, abracadabra, it has gone. It is very sad. So let's be careful with the fish we eat.
Honorable Mutambo.
I think that's a very interesting subject.
Yes.
I want to tell you, I was in Kisumu myself last year, early last year. And I personally, with my officers, issued orders to close down some industries.
Right.
In Kisumu. What happened? The following morning, they went to court with those orders, and the court said, no, you cannot issue this. They lifted our orders. We are a country where we abide to the law.
Yes.
I want to tell Kenyans what they are going through today. The institution, which is the Water Resource Authority, which is mandated by the law to take care of all the waters in this country. The court has got powers of us. And when we issue the orders, people run to court and they say, you know what? Water Resource Authority came here, they want to close down our factory, blah, blah, it will affect businesses, we have 1,000 people, we'll sack them all. So the judge says, no, you cannot.
Yeah, the overtime.
What I want to tell them to understand is, that judge who is making that order to stop our business as Water Resource Authority, as the regulator, trying to deny Kenyans their services,
right,
is actually the one who is killing the Kenyans. Because Kenyans, in extent, they will come and consume what has been poured in that river, what we were protecting. Once we see there's a need to close a factory, we do so with a lot of caution. We know that some people may lose some jobs.
Yes.
We know it may affect the living of some few people there, but you better lose a job other than losing a life.
Yeah.
And this is what we do. But we are facing a lot of challenges. I want to say this openly, that I gave orders to close Coca-Cola in Kisumu, myself. And what is happening today? They are still operating. They disregarded those orders, and they were discharging direct, raw effluent direct to the river. If you see what was going to that lake, I will want to bet you will never eat a fish. You are talking about I don't know, Kingongo prison, or what prison did you mention? Odiaga prison.
Yeah.
If I give you the scenario of Shimo Latewa, if you have a vision or dream of going to swim in Mombasa, you will never enter into that sea, if I tell you this. But when Mutambo stands to speak, you will be told, you will be treated, you are going to affect tourism, you are going to do this, the hotels. I want to tell you, and I have no fear to mention this, most of the hotels in Mombasa, they do not have a sewer system. They discharge at night, direct to where you go to swim. Those people are going to. And I'm telling you, Kenyans, I fear nothing, because it is the truth. If I don't tell you, the conscience will kill me.
Yeah.
This is what I've found in the place I'm working.
And your hands are tied.
And my hands are tied.
So, I mean...
Once we issue orders to stop,
they
run to court.
So
and I can do nothing.
Nobody is against the tourism industry. Nobody is against manufacturing as it is. But then what would be the solutions?
Well, the solution is the Kenyans to bite the bullet and understand it. If this hotel is discharging direct, it doesn't matter how many people you are employing. If this factory is polluting. It doesn't matter how many jobs you are giving to kings of Mr. Weda or Mr. Mutabu. Please shut it down, get it correct, because there are measures.
Yes.
We tell you what to do. If you don't follow that, close the shop. You have no business to operate. Not only Kisumu, even here in Nairobi.
Right.
We have so many industries here who discharge direct to the rivers. Direct.
Yeah.
We have water bodies, service providers, who are in charge of sewer systems. I want to tell you, what you are being treated in Nairobi, you cannot imagine. You take a ride to the rivers of Nairobi, you will cry. But those who are responsible, when you go there, you are told, no. This is a government institution. Don't close it down. Don't touch it. Don't do this. Don't do this. And now I'm wondering, here you gave me powers to operate. And when I go there, I stamp my authority. I'm told this is a government institution. Sit down and talk. What do we talk when Kenyans are dying?
Yes.
It is so painful. And I'm telling you, I'm facing a lot of challenges in where I'm working as a regulator and as a person who is in charge of these monies.
Yes.
I am the person in charge. When you mention any water source, you mention Motambo. I am the person in charge, and I have gone through that. I have even gone to Kisumu, and I want to highlight this openly. I found somebody building a petrol station on top of a river. And what happens, the diesel and the petrol, the spillage will go direct to the lake. And we gave orders. That person, I'm told, is still continuing to build with a lot of impunity.
Yeah.
What else am I supposed to do? I'm only supposed to take them to court.
Yeah.
When I take them to court, the court tells them, no, continue. You have a title deed.
Clearly, we have touched on enough, but then as we're exploring possible solutions, we're told, for example, of Kodiaga prison waste, the waste lagoons do not work at all. Its sewer lines overflow during rainy seasons, and that ends up in River Saka, and obviously, which drains into the lake. So when it comes to the initial stages, let's talk about maybe the construction of buildings and hotels. Aren't there requirements that these buildings have a proper drainage system that could cater to the capacity of that institution or of that building or whatever establishment it is, so that before they are allowed, the blueprints provide for that, so that before they start putting effluent into, let's take the example of the hotels, they have a way of managing their own waste.
That is the procedure.
Yes.
Any hotel construction, you are supposed to do this by the law. You must put a biodigester, which cleans whatever the waste. Then whatever you are discharging, it is good to. It cannot affect the environment. This is what they are supposed to do.
Ideally.
Let me tell you this, and I want Kenyans to take this as newsbreak. There is no sewer system in the coastal region. It does not work. It collapsed, I don't know how many years ago. There is no proper sewer system in Kisumu. I'm announcing this as a government officer. There isn't. They are not there. And there are so many buildings we have stopped in Mombasa and other places. But people continue doing so. We have taken them to court.
Right.
And they have been given authority to continue to build as the matter is continued. So what we do as an authority, we have our hands are tied. So I want to caution Kenyans that if they are dying out of this outbreak, they should not point their fingers at WRA, where I sit. It is other institutions which are giving permission to do this.
Yes.
City counties, municipalities, they are supposed to make sure that any building coming up, those requirements are met.
Right.
But people are just building left, right, and center. Once you connect yourself to the main sewer line, we don't even ask yourself, what am I taking? Because the capacity of the sewer treatment, they do not treat heavy metals. Right. Those heavy metals are supposed to be treated at the point where they are coming through. And if they don't do this, then that factory has got no business to operate the following morning.
Okay.
And I'm telling you, we are closing many. And I'm going to close many.
Okay. Well, hopefully, then a solution is taken at the judiciary level so that we are not having the same frustrations that you're talking about.
I think the solution is this. It's called eternal vigilance. people have shirked their responsibilities. The ordinary Mwananchi who is drinking water from the lake, from the river, is seeing raw sewage being discharged and is singing to the leader, hallelujah. Unfortunately for you, the small person, you will not go to America for cancer treatment.
Well, perhaps they feel
you will not go to India. No. Some of these people you just come out and tell them, from today you are not discharging. And it works. If the community comes, the community says you are not discharging raw sewage from Kodiaga, you are not discharging the raw metals from molasses plant, you are not doing these things, they will stop. But if we just sing and say, hey, is the leader said they have done tialala, they have done TB, then when they have cancer, they are in America, they are in Britain, they are in wherever. But you go to the local hospital in Mwingi and you are told that go and take Panadol and go to a prophet to pray for you. That is the sad part. So people, there should be eternal vigilance because Mangari Maathai said, nature is unforgiving.
True.
We thank God that as we pollute our systems, cancer is distributed freely, and it is good, it is distributed across board, from the highest leader coming down, from the churches, mosques, pulpit. That is the fairness God has given us, that when you pollute it, you will not sit and say whether you are a prominent Nairobi lawyer, you are excused. Even if we try bottled water, you have seen every leader is taking bottled water, and they are very keen about it. But we thank God that the crooks are also bringing this water, putting it into bottles, and then selling it to the leaders. So we are all at risk. Thank God that we are all at risk, so nobody is safe.
Nobody is safe.
Let me give Kenyans hope.
Yeah.
From where I sit, what I've decided to do. I've decided to be wrong myself.
Right.
Any factory which is discharging, I will go there personally with the police, and I want to thank administration police because they have been supporting us very much. Because some of the challenges we've been having is when we visit a place and there is such a thing happening, you see the politicians, they have mobilized the people to come and chase us away. I have now employed upon the police officers. They are helping us a lot. And what I will be doing now, I will be going there with a bag of cement, kokoto, and the sand. I koroga, I block that system, let that filth go inside the offices. This is what I'm going to do, myself. And actually I pronounced myself to my officers last week. I had a meeting with my officers, and I told them, this is what I will do personally. Let that person take me to court.
Yes.
But I will do that to prevent Kenyans from getting these kind of cancers and diseases. If we don't take these dramatic measures, these companies will not stop. But if I find a company which is operating and their system is not working, I will simply block it. And I want to ask politicians, because this is where we are getting big issues when we visit those areas, to support us, to make sure that their people are safe. Because if those people die, who will vote for you? If these people are sick, who will vote for you? So I'm asking politicians to keep off our operations. If I want to disconnect Nairobi water today because of what is happening, I can't do it. Because the MCS and everybody will tell, why are you doing this? Our people will suffer, will do this. But it is that water we are giving them which is being taken back. Because what you are drinking, definitely you will take it out in one way or the other. And once you take it out, it will go somewhere. So if there are no systems to take care of what you have taken out, the only option we have as an institution is to shut it down. And the moment we shut it down, then people will get to the solutions.
But you see, you shouldn't have to go down to those measures. The systems should support you in that when you close it up, the judiciary shouldn't be taking back your decisions and bringing you back to square one. So I think the whole system as a whole, while it's quite good and endearing that you would take it upon yourself to do that, I feel like the system should be streamlined. And I'd like Mr. Weda to comment on how the law can actually aid such bodies.
Actually, let me tell you, We have a very robust and courageous judiciary.
Yeah.
But we also have people who we call them regional balancing judges and magistrates. People appointed so that this region also have one of their own. They are armchair decision makers. For instance, if somebody comes to you and tells you, oh, there was a Makamba man who came to our factory to close it because Kambas want the Luos to suffer. They are alleging that we are doing this and this and that. Therefore, please, people are going to lose jobs. It takes you less than 30 minutes to say, let's see what this Kamba man was doing. And you're driven there. You tell your team, let's go. You will see the discharge and say, surely, even you.
Yeah. Even if
Is this what the government was saying? Yes. What do you want us to do? To continue allowing you? But they're just armchair. They're like, oh, we will lose jobs. Yes, the people may not lose jobs temporarily, but they lose their lives.
Yes.
So some judges, especially the regional balancing judges and gender equality judges, are part of a problem.
yes.
And some of them are generally very thick, indeed, very thick. They are never brilliant at all. So basic decisions that require wisdom.
Yes.
A decision like an environmental decision, there are things you see. You walk in and say,
They're
they're
not
saying you are
far-fetched.
discharging raw sewage into the lake and you are denying it. Let's go.
Let's see for
You'll
ourselves.
see and say, hey. But they are not in the office writing and painting their nails and making their... I think there must be some pragmatism
Yes.
in dealing with this because it's a matter of life and death.
Okay, let's take a break.
To confirm what I said.
I have to cut you short to run out of time.
The matter you are discussing,
Yes.
I want to tell you, we are victim. We were taken to court. And what you are discussing today, in
Yes.
Kisumu, I'm telling you what happened last week. It's not yesterday, not last month, last week. That matter was in the court, and the court quashed our orders. Yes.
Yeah, which were made for the good of Mwananchi.
Yes.
So let's take a short break. When we come back, we'll be discussing more political affairs. Today, we focus on electoral